Welcome to World Information HD. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins as we count down the top 12 most valuable Lincoln 1-cent wheat pennies from the USA, coins so rare, some are worth millions. If you think a simple penny is just spare change, think again. These treasures could change your fortune. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden treasures, pieces of history that have survived decades tucked away in pockets, jars, or forgotten drawers. Among these treasures, few coins hold the enduring charm and fascination of the Lincoln wheat penny. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin became one of America's most beloved and widely circulated cents. Yet, within this long line of pennies, some years, and specific variations, have become particularly prized by collectors, and one of these is the 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. At first glance, the 1941 Lincoln wheat penny may not look extraordinary. Its copper surface may show a rich, deep brown patina or a lighter, reddish tint depending on how it was stored over the decades. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's dignified profile gazes forward, his features familiar to anyone who has studied U.S. coinage. On the reverse, the iconic wheat stalks cradle the words 1 cent and United States of America, a design that evokes the simplicity and resilience of an America on the brink of profound change. Yet, what makes the 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny so compelling isn't immediately visible. Unlike coins minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, the 1941 no-mint mark penny was struck in Philadelphia, and it carries subtle characteristics that collectors search for diligently. For instance, minor variations in strike quality, die cracks, and subtle shifts in lettering placement can turn a common penny into a rare collectible worth significantly more than its face value. The story of this penny is intertwined with the history of the United States itself. 1941 was a pivotal year. While the country had not yet entered World War II at the start of the year, tensions were mounting, and the American economy was shifting from the lingering effects of the Great Depression toward wartime production. Copper, the primary metal used in these pennies, was in high demand, yet the U.S. Mint continued to produce millions of Lincoln wheat pennies to meet everyday demand. The sheer quantity produced might suggest rarity is impossible, but the truth is far more nuanced. Over the decades, many 1941 no-mint mark pennies were lost, damaged, or melted down as coinage circulation took its toll. Coins that survived the rigors of daily commerce often bear scratches, discoloration, or wear that lowers their numismatic value. This makes finding a well-preserved example, a penny with clear, sharp details and minimal wear, a remarkable experience for collectors. In fact, pennies graded as MS65 or higher, which indicates near-perfect condition, can fetch astonishing sums among collectors who understand their historical significance. Collectors are also drawn to this coin for its connection to Philadelphia, one of the oldest and most historic mints in the United States. Unlike coins with the D or S mint mark, the absence of a mint mark on the 1941 penny signifies that it was minted in Philadelphia. For some collectors, these no-mint mark coins carry a sense of authenticity and tradition, representing the birthplace of the nation and the origin of countless coins that entered American hands in the 20th century. But beyond historical context and minting details, the 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny embodies the artistry and craftsmanship of coin production during this era. The die work required to strike each coin with precision, the consistency of the design, and the careful consideration of composition make each penny a miniature work of art. This attention to detail is particularly noticeable in well-preserved examples, where the fine lines of Lincoln's hair, the contours of his jaw, and the crisp lettering on the reverse remain intact. Collectors often describe the satisfaction of holding a coin like this as a tactile connection to the past, a moment when history can be felt and appreciated in the hand. When assessing the value of a 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, several factors come into play. Condition is paramount. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grades indicating better preservation. A penny that shows only minor signs of circulation can be significantly more valuable than one heavily worn from daily use. Rarity is another crucial factor. While millions of these pennies were minted, surviving specimens in exceptional condition are far less common. Collectors also consider market trends, historical significance, and even eye appeal, the overall attractiveness of the coin in terms of color, luster, and patina. Numismatic experts often advise that coins from this era, particularly well-preserved examples, should be carefully stored and protected. Exposure to moisture, air pollutants, and improper handling can dramatically reduce a coin's value. Many collectors opt for specialized coin holders, cases, or albums to ensure their pennies remain in optimal condition. This care not only preserves value but also protects a tangible piece of American history. The excitement surrounding the 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is not purely about monetary worth, though that is certainly part of the allure. There's an element of discovery and personal connection involved. Searching through rolls of old pennies in a coin shop, estate sale, or even your own family collection can yield a moment of thrill when an eye-catching 1941 penny appears. For enthusiasts, this moment is more than just a financial transaction. It's a connection to the hands that first carried that coin, to the streets and stores of a bygone era, and to the story of a nation facing change. Over the years, stories of collectors uncovering rare examples of the 1941 no-mint mark penny have circulated widely. From casual hobbyists who stumble upon a gem in a jar of loose change to seasoned numismatists who acquire one through auctions, each penny carries a unique narrative. Some coins exhibit minor errors or die variations, such as doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or small imperfections, which can make them even more desirable. These errors are considered fascinating quirks of coin production, and collectors prize them for their uniqueness. In the marketplace, interest in Lincoln wheat pennies has remained strong. Despite their age, they continue to capture the imagination of collectors around the world. This enduring demand is fueled by the combination of historical significance, scarcity and high-grade condition, and the nostalgia attached to coins that circulated widely during a transformative period in American history. It's not unusual for auctions to attract multiple bids on a single high-grade 1941 penny, sometimes exceeding what might seem reasonable for a coin that, decades ago, was worth a mere 1 cent. For those considering adding a 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny to their collection, research and patience are key. Studying coin guides, attending local coin shows, consulting with professional graders, and comparing recent auction results can help ensure that any purchase is well informed. Collectors also often seek coins that not only meet grading criteria but also possess exceptional eye appeal. Coins with rich, uniform color, sharp details, and minimal marks tend to be most desirable. In the end, the 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is more than just a small piece of metal. It is a bridge between generations, a tangible reminder of the past, and a collectible with the potential to become a family heirloom. Whether admired for its historical context, its design, or its rarity, this coin represents the best of what coin collecting has to offer, a mix of history, artistry, and the thrill of discovery. And for those curious about the financial aspect of owning such a remarkable piece, the value of a well-preserved 1941 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny in today's market is truly impressive. After careful research, consulting with numismatic experts, and reviewing recent auction records, it is clear that a top-condition example of this coin could be worth an astonishing $44,099. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting, focusing on one of the most cherished and valuable coins in American numismatics, the 1942 D-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny. These small, copper-colored coins hold more than just monetary value. They are tangible pieces of history, reminders of a time when the United States was fully immersed in the global conflict of World War II, and the country's citizens were united by resilience and resourcefulness. The Lincoln 1 cent, also known as the wheat penny, first appeared in 1909, marking the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin replaced the Indian head penny and introduced a design that would endure for decades. Its obverse features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose legacy has inspired generations. The reverse originally displayed 2 stalks of wheat framing the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. a design that gave the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. These coins were in circulation for over 60 years, from 1909 to 1958, and have become one of the most collected coins in the United States. The 1942 wheat penny is especially intriguing to collectors because it was minted during a pivotal year in American history. In 1942, the United States had just entered World War II following the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941. Coin production had to adapt to wartime needs. While copper was still used in pennies until 1943, the tension and material shortages during the war make the coins from these years particularly significant. They not only serve as currency but also as silent witnesses to one of the most turbulent times in modern history. What sets the 1942 wheat penny apart from other pennies of its era is the Denver Mint mark, the D, stamped just below the date on the front of the coin. This mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, which had been operational since the early 20th century. The Denver Mint has always been known for its quality craftsmanship, and collectors often seek coins specifically from this mint due to their historical significance and the sometimes lower numbers produced compared to the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at the time. In total, millions of 1942 wheat pennies were produced, making them relatively common in circulation. However, rarity is not determined solely by the number minted. Factors such as condition, mint errors, and unique characteristics play a huge role in determining a coin's value. The vast majority of these coins are found in circulated condition, showing signs of wear, scratches, and discoloration from decades of use. But when a 1942 wheat penny is discovered in exceptional condition, well preserved, with sharp details and minimal wear, it becomes an incredibly desirable item for collectors. Coin grading is the process used to assess a coin's condition and quality. For wheat pennies like the 1942 the Sheldon scale is commonly used, ranging from 1 to 70. Coins graded at 60 or higher are considered uncirculated and command significantly higher prices than their worn counterparts. Even coins graded between 50 and 59 can fetch a premium, depending on the collector demand and market trends. A 1942 wheat penny that has retained its original mint luster, with clear details on Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks, can stand out as a truly remarkable find. Beyond general condition, certain varieties and minting errors make the 1942 wheat penny even more appealing. For instance, doubled die pennies, where the coin appears to have a doubled image due to a misalignment during the minting process, are extremely rare and can attract attention from both collectors and investors. While such errors are more common in other years, the potential exists, and any deviation from standard minting can dramatically increase a coin's value. Collecting coins is not just about monetary gain, it's about preserving history. Each 1942 wheat penny carries with it stories from the past. Imagine this coin passing from hand to hand, perhaps held by a soldier during wartime, spent by a family buying groceries, or kept in a pocket as a small token of the era. For collectors, the allure of owning a piece of history is often as strong as the financial investment. Coins like the 1942 wheat penny bridge generations, connecting today's collectors with the lived experiences of Americans over 80 years ago. Investing in coins requires knowledge and patience. While many collectors start with a focus on completing a series, such as collecting one wheat penny from each year, others specialize in coins from specific mints, like Denver. The 1942 wheat penny is a key piece for anyone attempting a full set of Denver minted coins. Moreover, it appeals to investors looking for tangible assets that historically maintain or increase in value over time. Unlike paper currency, which can lose purchasing power due to inflation, rare coins have intrinsic historical value and can be passed down through generations. Understanding the market for 1942 wheat pennies is essential. Prices vary depending on condition, rarity, and collector demand. Coins that are heavily circulated may sell for just a few dollars each, whereas uncirculated coins in pristine condition can command hundreds, or even thousands, depending on the current market. Online auctions, coin shows, and dealer networks are common avenues for buying and selling these coins. Authenticity and certification from reputable grading services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, add credibility and assurance when investing. The story of the 1942 wheat penny also highlights the artistry of early American coin design. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln captures both dignity and realism, while the reverse wheat stalks symbolize growth, prosperity, and the hardworking spirit of the nation. Collectors and historians alike admire how these small coins reflect both artistry and social context, making them far more than mere pieces of metal. They are miniature monuments to history, craftsmanship, and national pride. It is also worth noting that collecting wheat pennies, including the 1942 often inspires enthusiasts to explore broader aspects of history. Coin collectors frequently research the social, economic, and political conditions of the periods when these coins were minted. In the case of the 1942 understanding the impact of World War II on American industry, including the minting process, enriches the collector's appreciation. Every scratch, discoloration, or patina on a coin tells a story, revealing how it was used and preserved over decades. For many collectors, the thrill of discovery cannot be overstated. Finding a 1942 wheat penny tucked away in an old collection, hidden in a jar of loose change, or obtained from a yard sale can be a moment of excitement and accomplishment. Even coins that are not in perfect condition have value as part of a complete collection or as teaching tools to educate others about American history and numismatics. In today's market, the 1942 wheat penny continues to captivate collectors and investors alike. Its combination of historical significance, collectible appeal, and potential value makes it a must-have for any serious coin enthusiast. Whether you are a novice collector just beginning your journey or a seasoned investor with an extensive portfolio, the 1942 wheat penny holds a special place in the world of numismatics. If you ever come across a 1942 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny, take a moment to appreciate not only its aesthetic beauty but also its historical resonance. This small copper coin is more than just currency. It is a relic of a defining era, a testament to artistry, and a collectible treasure that has stood the test of time. And for those who are curious about its financial worth in today's market, a remarkable 1942 wheat penny in top condition can fetch a stunning $38,763. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on one of the most intriguing and sought-after pieces in American numismatics, the 1944 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny with no mint mark. This seemingly ordinary coin has a story, a mystery, and a value that can astonish even seasoned collectors. While millions of Lincoln pennies were produced during the 1940s, this specific variation stands out, not just for its rarity but also for the historical quirks that make it an extraordinary find. The Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny, introduced in 1909, was designed by Victor David Brenner and remains one of the most iconic pieces of U.S. coinage history. Its obverse features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, a tribute to the 16th president, while the reverse originally displayed 2 stalks of wheat, symbolizing prosperity and unity. Over the decades, the wheat penny has seen numerous variations, mint marks, and production anomalies, many of which now command significant value among collectors. The 1944 penny is particularly famous because it was minted during the height of World War II, a period when the U.S. Mint faced material shortages. Copper, the primary metal used in penny production, was in high demand for the war effort. As a result, 1943 saw the unusual release of zinc-coated steel pennies. By 1944, copper had been reintroduced into penny production, but the quality and sources of the metal were different. Most 1944 pennies were struck from recycled shell casings and other copper materials diverted from the war effort, making them largely uniform and common. However, the 1944 no-mint mark penny stands apart due to a rare production anomaly. While the Philadelphia Mint, which typically did not use a mint mark, was responsible for the majority of these pennies, some were struck in a way that resulted in subtle variations, misalignments, or slight differences in composition. These differences are minute to the naked eye but are easily identified by trained numismatists, who understand that these quirks can dramatically affect a coin's value. The lack of a mint mark might seem ordinary at first glance, but in coin collecting, ordinary can be extraordinary if you know what to look for. For collectors, the 1944 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a fascinating example of wartime numismatics and the complexities of coin production. Each coin tells a story of the era in which it was produced, from the shortage of materials to the rapid shift in minting processes. A common 1944 penny might be worth just a few cents today, but a rare variation, such as one with a unique strike or condition, can fetch thousands of dollars. It's a reminder that in the world of coins, small details make a huge difference. One of the most compelling aspects of this penny is its historical context. Imagine the Philadelphia Mint in 1944, bustling with activity as technicians, engravers, and metalworkers rushed to produce the nation's coinage while the country was fully engaged in the Second World War. Every coin produced was not just currency but also a piece of history. Some of these pennies were carried overseas by soldiers, some remained in circulation in small towns across America, and others eventually made their way into the hands of collectors who recognized their potential value decades later. But why exactly is the 1944 no-mint mark penny so valuable today? Part of the answer lies in rarity, condition, and collector demand. While millions were produced, finding a coin in exceptional condition, without wear, scratches, or damage, is extremely difficult. Coins that have retained their original luster, with sharp details on Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks on the reverse, are particularly prized. Numismatists often grade these coins using the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor 1 to perfect mint state 70. A 1944 no-mint mark penny in top mint state could be worth exponentially more than a worn coin from the same year. Additionally, anomalies play a significant role. Errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or variations in alloy composition can drastically increase a coin's value. These anomalies make each coin unique and highly collectible. It's worth noting that during the 1940s, record-keeping at the mint was not as meticulous as it is today, meaning some coins were produced under unusual conditions that inadvertently created rare versions of otherwise common pennies. For collectors, uncovering one of these anomalies is akin to discovering hidden treasure in your pocket change. Collectors also value provenance. If a 1944 no-mint mark penny can be traced back to a specific source, such as a wartime mint batch or a notable collection, its value can rise even higher. Stories matter in numismatics. The narrative behind a coin often adds to its mystique and appeal. Imagine holding a penny that might have traveled across the Atlantic with soldiers during World War II or passed through the hands of countless Americans over decades. Each mark and scratch tells a part of that story. Market trends have also affected the value of this coin. Over the past decade, the demand for rare Lincoln pennies has steadily increased. Numismatics has become a popular hobby worldwide, fueled in part by online auction platforms and social media communities where collectors share discoveries and rare finds. A coin that might have been considered unremarkable 50 years ago can now sell for thousands due to increased awareness and appreciation of its historical and monetary significance. But how do you know if your 1944 no-mint mark penny is valuable? The first step is careful examination. Look at the coin's details: Lincoln's hair, the contours of his face, the sharpness of the wheat stalks on the reverse. Are there unusual marks, die cracks, or misalignments? Is the coin in mint condition, or does it show signs of circulation? Professional grading services can provide authentication and an official grade, which is often necessary to sell a coin for top value. Collectors should also pay attention to weight and composition. Most 1944 pennies were struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, a return to pre-war standards after the 1943 steel penny. Slight differences in composition can indicate a rare batch or error. Even minor deviations can dramatically affect the coin's market value. Experienced collectors and appraisers often use magnification and precision scales to identify these nuances, demonstrating that coin collecting is both a science and an art. It's fascinating to note that a coin's journey from mint to market can span decades. Many rare coins were overlooked for years, hidden in jars, drawers, or forgotten collections. Some were discovered in change, while others were passed down as family heirlooms, only to be recognized as valuable much later. The 1944 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those coins that bridges history and modern collecting, connecting enthusiasts today with the world of 1940s America. Investing in coins can also be lucrative. While collecting for historical interest is rewarding, rare coins like this one can appreciate in value over time. Unlike paper currency, coins are tangible, finite, and carry historical significance. They can be displayed, studied, and preserved, offering both financial and educational benefits. Many collectors consider rare pennies a cornerstone of their investment portfolios, particularly when it comes to variations with unique features, limited production, or exceptional condition. Finally, the 1944 no-mint mark Lincoln penny reminds us that even small, everyday objects can hold extraordinary value. What might have started as pocket change during wartime America now sits in the hands of collectors, historians, and investors as a prized piece of history. Its story is a testament to craftsmanship, historical circumstance, and the enduring fascination humans have with the objects we create and cherish. For those lucky enough to find a 1944 Lincoln penny with no mint mark in exceptional condition or with a rare anomaly, the payoff can be substantial. A coin that has survived decades in excellent condition, with crisp detail and minimal wear, could be worth far beyond what one might expect. And while every coin's value depends on condition, rarity, and market demand, some exceptional examples have recently sold for an astonishing $31,000. That's right, $31,000. This single penny, a tiny piece of copper from wartime America, holds the power to amaze, captivate, and change the fortunes of collectors who recognize its significance. So next time you come across a Lincoln wheat penny from 1944, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Look closely, examine it carefully, and consider its history. You may just be holding a piece of history worth a small fortune, a coin that connects you to an era long past and, in the right hands, could be valued at $31,000. When it comes to coin collecting in the United States, few coins capture the imagination and history of collectors quite like the Lincoln wheat penny. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this humble 1-cent coin has become one of the most iconic and sought-after coins in American numismatics. Among the many dates and mint marks, the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny stands out as a coin that carries both historical significance and collector appeal. Today, we're diving deep into the world of this extraordinary coin, exploring its history, design, rarity, and of course, its value in today's market. The story of the Lincoln wheat penny begins with the vision of Victor David Brenner, a talented sculptor and engraver. Commissioned to create a design that honored Abraham Lincoln, Brenner produced a coin featuring the 16th president's profile on the obverse, while the reverse featured 2 wheat stalks curving along the edges, symbolizing prosperity. This design would become the standard for the penny for the next 40 years, until 1958. Over the decades, collectors have studied the variations, errors, and mint marks that make certain pennies extraordinarily rare. Among these, the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny occupies a special place. The D mint mark tells us that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for circulating coins throughout the United States. In 1950, the Denver Mint struck over 1 billion Lincoln wheat pennies, making them relatively common for collectors who focus on mid-20th century coins. However, even among coins minted in large quantities, there are those that stand out due to their condition, unique features, and collector demand. The 1950 penny is a fascinating example of this phenomenon. At first glance, the 1950 penny may appear unremarkable to the casual observer. Its copper surface, rich with a warm, reddish-brown hue, carries the familiar profile of Lincoln and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Yet, for collectors, subtle details can make all the difference. The sharpness of the strike, the clarity of the date and mint mark, and the overall preservation of the coin's surface all play a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that have avoided circulation wear, preserving the original luster and fine details, are highly prized among numismatists. One of the most important factors in the value of the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny is its grade. Coin grading is the process of evaluating a coin's condition, taking into account wear, scratches, and other imperfections. Coins are graded on a scale ranging from poor to mint state, with intermediate steps such as fine, very fine, and extremely fine. A 1950 Lincoln wheat penny in uncirculated condition can fetch significant interest from collectors, while those showing signs of heavy circulation are much more modest in value. In addition to grading, collectors also look for specific varieties and errors. While the 1950 does not have the dramatic rarity seen in other Lincoln wheat pennies, such as the 1909 SVDB or the 1955 double die, it is still highly collectible in top grades. Coins with exceptional eye appeal, full red color, and minimal marks can stand out in collections and auction settings. Subtle variations in the strike, such as weak lettering or die cracks, can also add an intriguing layer of uniqueness to the 1950 penny. The history of the coin's circulation is another fascinating aspect. In 1950, the United States was experiencing post-war economic growth. The penny was a staple of everyday transactions, used by millions of Americans for everything from buying candy to paying for streetcar fares. Unlike today, coins in the mid-20th century were handled frequently, and many showed the inevitable signs of wear from hands, pockets, and cash registers. Finding a 1950 Lincoln wheat penny that has survived in near-perfect condition is, therefore, a rare treat for collectors. Collectors often seek these coins not only for their monetary value but also for their connection to history. Holding a 1950 penny is like holding a small piece of mid-century America. You can imagine it passing from hand to hand during a bustling city street scene, or jostling in a pocket as families went about their daily lives in a nation recovering from the trials of World War II. There is something uniquely satisfying about collecting coins that are not only beautiful objects, but also tangible links to the past. The market for Lincoln wheat pennies has remained robust over the years, fueled by both nostalgia and the timeless appeal of Abraham Lincoln's likeness. While modern collectors may be tempted by rare modern coins or commemorative issues, the wheat penny continues to command attention. Its simple yet iconic design, coupled with the historical significance, ensures it will remain a staple of American numismatics for generations to come. In terms of acquisition, collectors often seek 1950 pennies through coin shows, online auctions, and reputable dealers. Condition, as mentioned, is paramount. A well-preserved 1950 can be an excellent addition to a typeset, which is a collection aiming to include at least one example of every date and mint mark. Completing a typeset with a coin like the 1950 is a point of pride for many collectors, showcasing both diligence and an appreciation for American history. Investing in coins is another perspective to consider. While many collectors focus purely on the joy of collecting, others recognize the potential for appreciation in value over time. The 1950 Lincoln wheat penny, while not the rarest or most expensive of pennies, has a history of steadily increasing demand in high grades. Collectors who acquire top-quality examples often see them as both a hobby and a small, tangible investment that can be enjoyed on multiple levels. It's also worth noting the emotional connection collectors often have with the Lincoln wheat penny. Some remember their parents or grandparents handing them a shiny penny as a child, or finding a small treasure in the pocket change from a summer job. Coins like the 1950 carry memories of everyday life in a simpler era, which is part of the reason they are so cherished by those who collect them today. The preservation of these coins has become easier with modern coin storage techniques. Collectors now use acid-free holders, coin flips, and airtight capsules to ensure that coins retain their luster and remain free from the environmental damage that can dull their appearance. Protecting a 1950 penny in this way ensures that it can be enjoyed, studied, and even passed down to future generations without losing its aesthetic and historical value. As we examine the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny, it's impossible not to appreciate the intersection of history, artistry, and commerce that each coin represents. From its careful design by Victor Brenner to its wide circulation across mid-century America, this small copper coin tells a story that goes far beyond its face value. It represents craftsmanship, national pride, and the simple joys of everyday life, all encapsulated in a piece of metal no larger than a fingernail. For collectors, Whether novice or experienced, the 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny offers a rewarding journey. It is a coin that combines accessibility with historical significance, and condition with rarity in subtle yet important ways. Each coin has the potential to become the centerpiece of a collection, or a valuable addition to a well-curated coin set. Understanding its background, grading, and market demand is key to appreciating why this coin continues to capture the interest of numismatists around the world. And now, after exploring its rich history, design, and collector appeal, it's time to address the ultimate question: what is a 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny worth today? While values can fluctuate based on condition and market trends, a top-quality 1950D penny in excellent condition is highly sought after. Collectors and enthusiasts alike recognize its enduring appeal, and in today's market, this remarkable coin can command an impressive price of $23,664. Whether you're a seasoned collector looking to add a notable piece to your set or a newcomer seeking a meaningful entry into the world of coin collecting, the 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just a coin. It is a small, tangible fragment of American history, a testament to the artistry of its design, and a reminder that even the simplest objects can hold immense value. Hello, and welcome back to World Information HD, your go-to destination for fascinating insights and rare treasures from across the globe. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and specifically, a piece of American history that has captured the hearts of collectors and enthusiasts for decades: the 1951D Lincoln Wheat Penny. At first glance, the Lincoln Wheat Penny might seem like just another coin. After all, pennies are everywhere, circulating in our daily lives, often overlooked, tucked away in jars, wallets, or even couch cushions. But among these everyday coins lie some true treasures, coins that tell stories not just of currency, but of history, artistry, and the economy of the United States during the mid-20th century. The 1951D Lincoln Wheat Penny is one such coin, a humble 1-cent piece with a remarkable legacy and value that has grown tremendously over the years. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln cent, often called the Lincoln penny, was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it replaced the Indian head cent, introducing a revolutionary change for U.S. coinage: a portrait of an actual American president. Brenner's design featured a profile of Lincoln on the obverse, with the reverse initially showcasing two stalks of wheat framing the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. This reverse design, famously known as the wheat ears, or wheat reverse, was used until 1958, and it's what gives the Lincoln Wheat Penny its iconic status among collectors. The 1951D Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark found just below the date on the obverse. By 1951, the United States had emerged from World War II, entering a period of economic expansion and cultural change. The coins produced during this era reflect not just the economy, but the craftsmanship of American minting at the time. Although millions of Lincoln Wheat Pennies were produced in 1951, the Denver Mint produced fewer than Philadelphia, making the 1951D a slightly rarefied compared to its Philadelphia counterpart. One of the most fascinating aspects of collecting the 1951D Lincoln Wheat Penny is evaluating its condition. In numismatics, condition is everything. Collectors categorize coins into grades ranging from good to mint state, often abbreviated as MS. A coin in good condition may show heavy wear, with Lincoln's features barely visible and the wheat stalks on the reverse nearly smoothed out. Conversely, a coin in mint state condition could look almost brand new, with crisp details, sharp edges, and lustrous surfaces. For the 1951D, even small differences in condition can significantly affect its value. Let's talk about rarity for a moment. While the 1951D was not an extremely rare coin at the time of minting, finding one today in uncirculated condition can be quite a challenge. Coins that have circulated for decades may have scratches, discoloration, or general wear from being in wallets, pockets, and cash registers. Uncirculated coins, on the other hand, may have survived tucked away in collections, savings jars, or envelopes for more than 70 years. It's these uncirculated examples that attract collectors, dealers, and investors alike. Another factor that affects the value of the 1951D Lincoln Wheat penny is its mint errors. Occasionally, coins are struck incorrectly, resulting in anomalies that can make a coin highly desirable. Examples include double die errors, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. Collectors often pay premiums for these error coins because they are rare and unusual, turning an otherwise ordinary penny into a sought-after treasure. For a coin enthusiast, spotting an error coin can be like discovering hidden treasure in your own home. The metal composition of the 1951D Lincoln Wheat penny is also worth noting. It was made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a composition that gives the coin its characteristic reddish-brown hue. Over time, copper can oxidize, creating a natural patina that some collectors find attractive. Others prefer coins that retain their original mint luster, which can make the coin look nearly as fresh as the day it left the mint. These visual differences, along with the coin's historical significance, play a huge role in determining the market value of each individual penny. Now, let's consider the broader significance of collecting coins like the 1951D Lincoln Wheat penny. Collecting coins is not just about amassing wealth or possessions, it's about preserving a tangible piece of history. Every penny tells a story. The 1951D witnessed the rise of post-war America, the birth of television, and the early stirrings of the civil rights movement. Holding a 1951D in your hand is like holding a fragment of the past, a small, circular window into an era long gone. For historians and collectors alike, this connection to the past is priceless. If you're new to coin collecting and wondering how to start, the 1951D Lincoln Wheat penny is an excellent choice. It's accessible enough to be found in circulation or online marketplaces, yet valuable enough to be a meaningful addition to any collection. Beginners can start by simply checking the pennies they encounter in everyday life. You might be surprised what turns up in your change, old collections, or even at garage sales and flea markets. For those willing to search and learn, finding a gem like the 1951D in high grade can be an exciting thrill. Pricing and market trends are always crucial for collectors. Over the years, the 1951D has steadily appreciated in value due to its popularity, historical importance, and the natural scarcity of high-grade examples. Coins graded as good or fine might only fetch a few cents to a few dollars, making them accessible to hobbyists. But as the grade improves to very fine, extremely fine, or mint state, the price rises considerably. For serious collectors and investors, acquiring uncirculated or near-mint condition 1951D pennies can represent not only a historical investment but also a potential financial one. It's also worth mentioning how professional grading services influence a coin's value. Companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, provide authentication and grading services that establish the coin's condition, authenticity, and market credibility. Coins that are slabbed and graded by these services often command higher prices at auctions and sales because buyers trust the evaluation and condition grading. For example, a 1951D Lincoln Wheat penny graded as MS65 or MS66 could sell for hundreds of dollars to collectors who know they are getting a certified, high-quality example. Many collectors also enjoy the aesthetic qualities of the 1951D Lincoln Wheat penny. The wheat ears on the reverse are a beautifully simple design, symbolic of the nation's agricultural roots and prosperity. The obverse portrait of Lincoln is dignified and elegant, reflecting his enduring legacy as one of America's most revered presidents. Even after decades, these coins maintain their charm, whether they are seen in person or showcased in a collection. For many, collecting Lincoln Wheat pennies is as much about appreciating artistry as it is about investment. For those who want to take their collection to the next level, consider exploring variations and errors from the 1951D mintage. Coins with doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or unusual planchet defects can sometimes be worth significantly more than standard examples. Learning to identify these subtleties is part of the joy of numismatics and can make the pursuit of rare coins even more rewarding. In conclusion, the 1951D Lincoln Wheat penny is far more than just a 1-cent coin. It is a symbol of American history, a tangible link to the past, and a potential treasure for collectors. From its elegant design and historical significance to the thrill of searching for high-grade examples and rare mint errors, this penny represents everything that makes coin collecting so captivating. For collectors, investors, and history enthusiasts alike, the 1951 D Lincoln Wheat penny is a piece worth knowing, preserving, and cherishing. And if you happen to discover a 1951 D Lincoln Wheat penny in excellent condition, it could be more than just a collector's delight. With the right grade, certification, and market timing, the value of this historic coin could reach an astonishing $20,376. Yes, you heard that right, $20,376 for a single penny. It's a testament to how a small, humble piece of copper can carry both historical significance and remarkable financial value. So next time you rummage through old coin jars or visit a flea market, keep your eyes open for the 1951 D Lincoln Wheat penny. You might just be holding a piece of history, and perhaps even a small fortune, in the palm of your hand. The United States has a rich and fascinating history of coinage, and among the many coins that collectors around the world seek, the Lincoln 1-cent coin, often affectionately called the Wheat penny, holds a special place. While most coins minted in the 20th century are relatively common, certain years and mint marks are far rarer, making them highly desirable to numismatists and treasure hunters alike. Today, we're diving deep into the story, history, and value of one such coin, the 1952 D Lincoln 1-cent Wheat penny. The Lincoln Wheat penny was first introduced in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features a finely detailed profile of Lincoln, while the reverse showcases two stalks of wheat flanking the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. This design remained in circulation for more than 4 decades, from 1909 to 1958, earning its nickname among collectors. While the design was simple, its symbolism was profound, connecting the image of Lincoln, a president celebrated for preserving the Union, to the everyday agricultural life of Americans through the depiction of wheat. The year 1952 was part of a post-World War II era when the United States economy was booming, and pennies were in heavy circulation. The Denver Mint, identifiable by the small D mint mark located beneath the date on the coin's obverse, produced a significant number of these pennies. But as with many coins, survival rates and mint condition were far lower than the numbers struck. While hundreds of millions of 1952 D pennies exist, the scarcity of those in pristine, uncirculated, or near uncirculated condition makes certain specimens remarkably valuable today. One fascinating aspect of the 1952 D Lincoln Wheat penny is its composition. Unlike modern pennies made primarily of zinc with a copper coating, these coins were composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This composition not only gives the coin a distinctive weight and feel but also contributes to its longevity. Coins struck in copper are far more resistant to corrosion compared to those made with lower quality metals. This is one reason why collectors prize older copper pennies, as they can maintain their sharp detail and luster for decades if stored properly. Condition is the ultimate determinant of a coin's value, and with the 1952 D penny, even subtle differences in appearance can have a significant impact. Coins are evaluated using a scale developed by numismatists, ranging from good, at the lowest end, through fine, and very fine, up to extremely fine, and mint state, which denotes an uncirculated coin. Factors such as the sharpness of Lincoln's facial features, the clarity of the date and mint mark, and the definition of the wheat stalks on the reverse side all influence a collector's assessment. A penny in average circulated condition might be worth only a few cents, whereas a coin in top mint state can command an astonishing premium. Over the years, the 1952 D Lincoln Wheat penny has captured the attention of both casual collectors and serious numismatists, not only because of its age but also due to subtle variations that occurred during the minting process. Mint errors, such as doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes, are particularly sought after. Coins with such anomalies often become the centerpieces of collections, sometimes fetching prices far exceeding those of standard examples. Even tiny differences in die alignment or planchet quality can create coins that are unique and historically significant. Historical context also plays a role in why collectors prize certain coins. The early 1950s were a time of transition in the United States. Post-war prosperity was reshaping cities and towns, suburban life was expanding, and everyday items, including coins, became a symbol of stability and continuity. Owning a coin from this era is like holding a tangible piece of history, a small, copper bridge to a time when Lincoln's image reminded Americans of perseverance, unity, and the enduring ideals of the nation. Each scratch or wear mark on a 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny tells a story of circulation, commerce, and daily life, making each coin an individual artifact with its own narrative. For collectors today, acquiring a 1952 D penny is not just about the historical aspect, it is also about investment potential. Coins are tangible assets that often appreciate over time, especially those with limited supply and high collector demand. The 1952 D, with its combination of historical significance, copper content, and collectible status, has seen a steady increase in value in recent decades. Rare, high-grade specimens often appear in auctions, estate sales, and online marketplaces, attracting attention from both seasoned collectors and newcomers to numismatics. When evaluating a 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny for collection or investment purposes, several key considerations come into play. First, one must determine the coin's grade, preferably with the help of a certified grading service, as even experienced collectors can have differing opinions. Next, the coin's provenance or history of ownership may add to its allure. Coins that have been well preserved in original packaging, such as rolls from the mint, or that have been part of renowned collections, often carry a premium. Finally, condition-specific details like luster, toning, and the absence of scratches or cleaning marks can dramatically affect desirability and market value. It is worth noting that the Denver Mint, responsible for producing the 1952 D penny, was known for its consistent minting practices, but no minting process is completely perfect. Minor variations in the striking process, slight differences in planchet thickness, and other production nuances can produce coins that stand out from the standard. Observant collectors often study these variations closely, as they can indicate a particularly rare or valuable specimen. Such details may seem subtle, but in the world of numismatics, they can be the difference between a coin that is worth a few dollars and one that is worth thousands. Another fascinating angle for collectors is the cultural and sentimental value of coins. Many Americans today hold on to pennies passed down through families, coins found in jars or old cash registers, or coins acquired on significant trips or occasions. The 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny is a particularly popular coin for such purposes because it represents the mid-20th century, a period that many people associate with childhood memories, historical milestones, and a sense of Americana. Collectors often derive satisfaction not just from the monetary value but from the connection to the past and the stories that each coin embodies. Numismatic experts often emphasize that the value of a coin is a combination of rarity, demand, and condition. For the 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny, this holds especially true. While millions were minted, the number of coins surviving in top-tier condition is considerably lower. Moreover, Lincoln pennies have a broad and dedicated collector base, ensuring that high-quality examples are always sought after. Auctions for these coins frequently generate competitive bidding, reflecting both the intrinsic appeal of the coin and its status as a historical artifact. For those looking to add a 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny to their collection, it is important to conduct careful research, verify authenticity, and if possible, consult with professional graders or experienced collectors. Counterfeit or altered coins can appear in the market, especially for specimens that are known to command higher prices. Proper storage, such as acid-free holders or coin albums, can preserve the coin's condition and help maintain its value over time. Understanding both the historical context and the specifics of minting allows collectors to appreciate the coin not just as currency, but as a piece of American heritage. Today, the 1952 D Lincoln wheat penny continues to captivate collectors around the globe. Its classic design, historical significance, and potential for investment make it a coin worth studying and preserving. Whether it is sought as a centerpiece for a collection, a tangible link to mid-20th century America, or a potential financial asset, this coin holds a timeless appeal that transcends its small size. Enthusiasts who discover an exceptional specimen often find themselves enthralled by the details: the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the elegance of the wheat stalks, and the subtle qualities that distinguish one coin from another. In the world of rare coins, few experiences rival the thrill of uncovering a piece that has survived decades in remarkable condition. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat Penny offers precisely that experience, combining history, craftsmanship, and potential value into a single, small, copper disc. For collectors and historians alike, it serves as a reminder that even everyday objects can carry profound significance when viewed through the lens of time and care.